Please welcome to the stage, friend of the pod and king of the nerds, Ify Nwadiwe.
Hello.
Good to see you again. Good to see you. Oh my God. What a man. What a man. Get in here. How you doing?
Good.
Come on, Steven.
Up.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, I was coming in real quiet.
I love
Keeping
that.
you waiting.
I love that shirt.
Thank you. It's the Nigerian Naira.
Cool.
Yeah. There was one Nigerian who got excited about it, and everyone else was silent.
I'm into it.
They're more into the pound, or the euro.
Yeah. Or the lira.
Oh, or the peso,
Or the peso. Or the yuan.
or the yen.
What video games are you playing?
Right now, I've been playing a lot of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
You're not ready for the grim, dark future, the war.
I'm not.
It's all war in the future for the God Emperor. And heresy, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Do not blaspheme.
Yeah, were you into Baldur's Gate?
I have Baldur's Gate's on my list.
Okay.
I played Lies of P because I
Okay.
love a Soulsborne. And, is it a blatant and brazen ripoff of Bloodborne? Yeah, it is. But I like Bloodborne.
Yeah.
You know
and
what I
they
mean?
won't make any more. So they are like, all
Wait,
right,
they're not
we'll do
making
it.
any more?
Well, we've been waiting for another Bloodborne forever. So Lies of P was like, don't worry, we'll do it. It's like, hold on, here's my favorite fun fact. In Utah, there was a place called Chatters, which was a bootleg In-N-Out, because In-N-Out for the time was only in California and like Nevada. And so they were like, so In-N-Out took them to court because they're like, this is a bootleg In-N-Out. And they're like, well, you don't have an In-N-Out in Utah. So then they made an In-N-Out in Utah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like how every once in a while Sony has to make a godforsaken Fantastic Four movie so they
Yeah.
don't lose the rights.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that.
It's like, don't look at this. Hey, did you see that? I think this vaguely fits into nerd culture. Did you see that there's a conspiracy theory that Sony is tricking actors into being into their comic book movies by making them think it's a Marvel movie?
Oh.
So whenever someone announces that they're in a Sony Marvel movie, like Madame Web or one of those, they tag Marvel Studios on Instagram, and then they fire all their agents.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about escape rooms?
It's a way to yell at your friends, Because there's always only two people who are good and everyone else is in the way,
Yeah.
And I'm the one who's good. I'm in there
Yeah.
solving clues. No one's giving me credit. They're like, oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do. You weren't going to do this shit. You wasn't putting fingers in the clock. I was putting fingers in the clock.
I sometimes think you get into an escape room, you get too intellectual with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You forget to say, no, the answer's here.
Yeah.
Also, there's never a time where I regress more than when it comes to the moment where you've unlocked the box and inside the box is a new piece and there's two of you standing there. There's never a moment where I was like, hey, you take it. No. I want that fucking next puzzle piece. My brain's the only brain that can crack this one here at this strip mall. There's an escape room that has like these actors here in LA called Ministry of Peculiarities, which is awesome.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say about
Well,
that.
for you, while we're on the subject of escape rooms, do you feel like the lore that they add to it helps? Because
Yes.
sometimes I'm like, just let me get out of here. Just lock me in a room. I'll figure it. When it's like, you are helping Dr. Frankenstein. I was like, he's dead. What do you mean? Let me at it.
I go fully into it.
Really?
Bring. Oh, it's a haunted mansion, and only I can find where they buried Mrs. Danforth. I'm fucking in.
Wow.
What do you want? Just numbers on a wall?
Yeah. Just let me figure it out. I'm going to break out, Life is a prison,
Speaking of, it's Black History Month.
Yeah.
That's a good transition.
Yeah.
That's a good transition.
Yeah.
Hey, chill out. It's a good transition.
There's a lot of laughter, not enough applause for the black guy on stage. Yeah.
Thanks for getting me out of this.
Yeah. I got you.
So, you've agreed we're going to talk about some seminal moments in Black nerd history.
Yeah.
And wait, moments. And so now it's time for moments in Black nerd history.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that graphic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good right there. I actually like that.
Were you a big Power Rangers fan?
Yeah, I grew up on it, the Super Sentai series. So you know the whole thing about it, right? That it was the Super Sentai series in Japan, and so they would send it to the U.S., and Saban would then just add interstitial bullshit with our actors. So my first moment in Black Nerd history is when we had the first Black Red Ranger, which was Power Rangers Turbo. I remember that. I was a child. I was very hyped. My brother didn't believe it could happen, and then here you are. That's TJ. He was the Red Ranger for 1 season. Then he got demoted to the Blue Ranger. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. When they went to space, they was like, black people don't know space. Like they went to space. But yeah, that's Selwyn Ward. You know, I definitely wanted to give him his props. Yeah.
I always liked, they film these interstitials, and then they would cut to these battle scenes.
Yep.
And they're these extreme, like basically dances.
Yes.
With the American actors doing voiceover, like, oh no.
Yeah. It was great because once I didn't figure that out till I was an adult, but that's how I know I could never be a Power Rangers because, I got a dump truck ass. So, if you saw when you cut to the Japanese footage, you're like, nah, that ain't Ify's ass.
Doesn't match.
That ain't Ify's ass.
Doesn't match.
He's packing a wagon.
Yeah, there's no dump truck.
Yeah.
Where's the dump truck?
Yeah, that's a dump truck.
Next up, the planet Namek.
Yeah. So, shout out, So the Namekians in Dragon Ball Z, we've all culturally agreed that these are the black people. You just look, Piccolo, he was out there, he stepped up. It was one of the many instances in which Japan was like, yo, we're going to change the stereotype about black fathers and show them stepping up to the plate. So you had Piccolo who was watching over Gohan while Goku was dead. You know all this, right?
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, so when we went to Planet Namek in DBZ, I feel like this is when we all realized, these are black people, especially when we had Dende, who I think is in the next slide, and that's just an African name. Dende, come on now, that's a black guy. Don't even feel bad about it. I'm telling you, as a black person, you're allowed to look at this and be like, yeah, that's a black person.
Dragon Ball Z exists to me from freshman year of college when one of my roommates would get just so fucking high and watch Dragon Ball Z, and it felt like he was looking at the Matrix because I'm like, what are you? Why?
Well, it was a lot of colors and it was people, changing. Dragon Ball Z was a huge part of my life. There's the Dragon Ball Z tattoo right there.
You have a Dragon Ball Z tattoo?
Yeah, over 9,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it was big. It's the whole reason I'm buff as shit. I was like, oh, that's something you can do with your body. And I went to the gym. So
I just waited for you over so that they would let me use my Sega Dreamcast. Shout out Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Not a lot of fans, but if you know, you know.
Have you gotten to the point of aging nerd where you started buying old systems yet? Because I have an N64, a Dreamcast, I have a GameCube. I was playing SSX Tricky on there, and then then I go snowboard for real, and I was like, I can't do this shit.
I will tell you something. I know this seems wild. Did not occur to me I could do that. Hadn't thought about it. I'm going to do that when I get home.
Yeah, no,
I can just go on the internet and buy an N64.
Yeah, I have an N64.
I can do that whenever I want.
Yeah, you can just do it. So
I can go buy one.
Yeah, because my dad did not give me a Dreamcast. He was like, if you do not need a Dreamcast, you need better grades. And I was like, no. So now I have a Dreamcast, and because of my friend Heather Ann Campbell, shout out to you, they're remaking the VTM system. You remember how the memory card was like a little game? They have it now where it's rechargeable. So now I have Sonic Adventure, which costs way too much money. My girlfriend keeps asking me to stop, and I was like, I got it, baby. This is how I do it.
Yeah.
Do what? I don't know. She hasn't asked yet.
Kanye West referenced the series in his song "Gorgeous" from the album My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, where he compares himself to Goku, saying, "I treat cash the way the government treats AIDS. I won't be satisfied." To all my ends, get it. These other rappers,
say it.
Yeah,
say it.
No, yeah, for sure. Get closer to me. Why did we include all the lyrics before Goku? Anyway, blah, 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 Goku. Care to comment?
Yeah, There was this. This is part of the timeline where there was like many similarities between me and Kanye West, and then we broke off like 4 years ago. Like it really hard left, you know. I'm a fan of Jewish people. Just want to say that.
And I thought, and by the way, we know. We know. You're on the good list. You know, like Sam, you know, we have the, you know, friend of the Jews. It's not as long as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And getting shorter, says somebody in the front row.
Yeah.
Today, there was the announcement that Idris Elba was going to return
Yes.
as the voice
because
of Knuckles.
This is great moments. Sonic and Knuckles, great moments in Black history because Knuckles is black. We've all known this. I mean, he has dreadlocks. He has better kicks than Sonic. You know, he got hands. You know, like, what the list goes on. So, you know, we definitely knew. So when they were like, Idris Elba's going to voice Sonic, they're like, I'm glad that Sega, we've all confirmed what we've always known. Knuckles is black. I've had a long list of characters from nerd properties that, you know, are black that people might not know about.
Who else?
Proto Man from Mega Man, he got those cool ass shades, black, you know, like that's definitely it. The NFL football robot, that he's black for sure.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. And, you know, don't repeat this if you're not black, but, like, definitely the Donkey Kong family is black-coded. Like, if you look at Funky Kong, he wears a do-rag, you know? Like, I don't, like, it's something, like, I'm not proud of, but I'm like, no, y'all did that shit. He got that shit on, bro. He got that shit on.
I think Dr. Robotnik may be Jewish.
Yeah.
I know, just something we should talk about at some point. Now,
let's give him something to talk about.
To close out, we want to challenge you, Ify, to a single potent round of Fuck, Marry, Be Killed.
Okay, yeah.
With 3 video game characters,
All
3
right.
villains.
Okay.
We have Bowser.
Okay.
We have Lilith from Diablo 4.
Oh.
And we have Tears of the Kingdom's Hot Ganondorf.
Okay.
One will kill you, one you will marry, and one you will have sex with.
Okay. Well, see, this is hard. You know, I look at someone, Lilith, and I'm like, cool. It's like, you look good. I love a strong woman who knows what she wants. But there's, like, you know, a culture mismatch. I'm a soft dom. She's a evil dom. You know, like
100%.
And I feel like that is going to be a like, who's whipping who? She's trying to whip me. I'm trying to flog her. It's bad. But, you know, I feel like, you know, I'd be willing to lean switch for Lilith. So I'd say fuck Lilith for sure. Yeah, definitely. We're going down in the gates of hell. She's ripping my skin off in weird ways.
Sure.
No safe word. We're just going for it.
Yeah.
Just nonstop, holding on the horns. Just it's a time. I've thought about this.
Apparently.
Yeah. I've thought about this.
No, this is not something you were prepared for, but you have a
I
conceived
definitely-
idea of how it goes down.
Just yes,
fully
you know,
wrapped,
all
fully
around.
baked.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, now this is hard because I feel like these are 2 eligible bachelors that I could marry. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we know that, you know, Ganondorf's dick game is crazy because, you know, the Gerudo people, you know, there's only one male who's born after a certain number of years who then has to impregnate all of the Gerudo women who are all tall, tan, thick.
Sure.
Have you played Breath of the Wild?
I have played Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So, you know, you're in the Gerudo village and you're like, these are women who hit you, you know?
For sure.
You know, like, you know, I think about, you know, Glorilla. Glorilla, she seems like she'd punch me in the chest, and I'd say thank you, you know?
Right.
Ganondorf is built different. Bowser is bad at everything, you know, but he tries, you know? He's like...
He loves love.
Yeah, he loves love. He wants to do everything he can. He got so many kids, and he puts them to work, which is, you know... reminds me of my Nigerian upbringing, you know?
Sure. No,
he's like, if he come down here, pass me the remote. It doesn't matter that he's in front of me. You know, like, Bowser understands that. Culturally, we're a match, you know? But if I got down to it, I like, you know, being too thick hot fellas. Like I'm thinking about me and Ganondorf holding hands, walking around shirtless.
Sure.
You know, we're both tan, our dark skin glistening in the sun, melanin popping. You know,
Right.
Just arms around each other, glistening.
A lot of detail.
Oiled up, ready. Both thick. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say Ganondorf is who I would marry.
Yeah.
And I would pick killed by Bowser because he'd be bad at it. He wouldn't succeed ever. Like how many times? Like I get a gun. You could shoot Mario. Like he has not defeated a gun yet. You know,
Yeah,
like
no,
shoot
that's-
Mario. Like
that's
see
such
what
an
that.
important point.
You see him in Smash Brothers. You know,
Yeah.
Solid Snake snapping his neck every time. So why
It
can't
is
Bowser
wild.
do
It's
it?
like I've sent flowers.
Yeah.
I've sent turtles. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah. I would simply buy a gun. So
Simply
yeah.
by a gun.
Yeah, so Bowser is definitely kill me because you're not going to win.
And that's correct.
Yeah.
Guys, give it up for Ify. Listen to his podcast, Maximum Film.
Yes.
That was great.